How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a review. So this week's episode was quite good, I believe. Like, it was an hour long. It was mainly based around the Sontarans. We also had Swarm in there a little bit. We had Vinda in there. We had Yaz and Dan going on doing their own adventures. While we had a bit of the historical aspect of Mary Seacole. I really did like this episode. But the episode did have the good points and the bad points. So we'll quickly go over the bad points, have a long discussion about the good points, and a bit of a discussion about a theory which I have come up with from the back of this episode itself. So the main thing which I didn't like about this episode was the beginning of the episode, with the Doctor, Dan and Yaz just lying on the floor. Now, it wasn't explained how the end of the universe, they escaped it at all throughout the whole of it. It was just too disconnected, and it didn't really feel like a follow-on story. Now, I know it's a chapter 2 of the series, but I expected the chapters to be connected in some way rather than just Swarm and the Flux. I expected it to kind of pick up from the last episode a little bit more, like a two-parter, like a long serial. So I really didn't enjoy that because I just felt too disconnected from the first episode, in my opinion. I mean, you could watch, what I'm guessing, you could watch chapter 1, chapter 3, chapter 2, chapter 5. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. So it's not really chapters, it's just standalone episodes with the same theme throughout. And another thing which I didn't like, which was quite early on in the beginning as well, was when it was discovered that it was basically a paradox with the Sontarans being there, and Yaz and Dan basically disappeared, and they were sent away basically, but they were sent to different places. Now, Yaz was sent to the planet called Time, where they needed help to repair something, and Dan was sent back to Liverpool. Now, I don't understand why they were sent to different places. It was never explained. Chibnall never even glossed over it briefly. They just disintegrated and went to different places, and they went at different times as well. Like, Yaz went after Dan. So to me, that really doesn't make a lot of sense, and I would like that to be touched upon in a future episode, hopefully. But I've got the feeling that it's just going to be a loophole, disconnected end, where there's going to be no explanation, and it's just one of those things in Doctor Who. Now, that's really it for the bad points of the episode, in my opinion, because I did enjoy this hour-long episode, and there's a lot of things which I want to talk about, which I did enjoy. One thing that I did really like was the Carvanista was back in this episode, and yes, it was towards the later quarter, but it was funny. It was like a nice return that I had, and I've only really seen him in chapter 1, same as everyone else. We haven't actually built a sturdy relationship with him, but him coming back to save Dan, it was like a celebration type thing, especially with Dan having all the Sontarans around him. I really liked it, and when they went their separate ways, it seems like Dan is going to have a great relationship with him, and they're going to be very friendly together. Another key point of this episode was Vinda and Yaz finally met on the planet Time. Now, I do like that they've finally brought the characters together, and we did have the Victorian character on the planet as well, but he was never really encountered with a lot. It was just Yaz briefly. So I'm interested in to see where that part of the story will go, but finally having Vinda and Yaz together, it's starting to set up the three-man TARDIS team, as well as the Doctor. Now, obviously, the Sontarans, when they came to the Civil War, I kind of didn't enjoy it as much. When the Sontarans came to this war they picked, I didn't enjoy it as much. But when the Sontaran said he just wanted to ride a horse, I liked the comedy in it. It felt very David Tennant era comedy to me, and I did enjoy that. And that's a lot of the things I got from this episode. It was mainly David Tennant-ish comedy, and I really enjoyed it. Another thing I liked was that when the Doctor defeated the Sontarans, she didn't actually defeat them herself. She basically used the whole of the army left and pulled out all the pipes to actually get rid of the Sontarans, as well as Dan and his new best friend now, just basically destroying the Sontaran fleet in the future. Now, the cliffhanger, I love it. Hopefully it's connected in the next episode, because Swarm basically saying he's going to kill Yaz and Vinda to see time rush through them with the click of his finger, and it finished with the actual click sound. I absolutely love that, and I want to see what they're going to do in the next episode, because obviously Yaz and Dan survive, because through the spoilers, we've seen them in the next episode trailer, and we've also seen them saying goodbye to Jodie, the way it's been leaked with Graham and Ryan there as well. So I really do know that they're going to survive, but I'm interested to see how. Now, a bit of my theory, the planet called Time, where the Doctor says it can't exist, I think this is the planet where the Doctor is originally from, because with Time as child and everything, and that explains why they're called Time Lords, because they're the lords of the planet Time, and they've written it off where it doesn't exist. And Swarm went there because he remembers this and he recalls it. I really do think this is the new theory, and in the next episode where we've got Jodie going to this new place, it looks very similar to where she was found on the other side of the portal. I think she escapes time through said portal to this new planet where she was found. Planet Time is where Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is from, and this is where the Time Lord Society was actually founded, in the planet Time. Overall, I like this episode. Out of 10, I'm going to give it an 8, because at the end of the day it was very fun to watch. It didn't feel like an hour, and it was very enjoyable. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for some more Doctor Who content.